Today's dish, we have some delicious taco supreme. This is a very delicious dish and I guarantee you'll enjoy it, so stay tuned if you're interested, and don't forget guys, enjoy.
The first thing you want to do is, if you have fries or you want fries on your supreme, you want to just go ahead and put some fry in your little baking container here, and then you want to put these to bake. So I'm going to be using my toaster oven here because by the time we finish our ground beef and everything, this should be ready. And I'm just going to leave my fries and put them to bake. And this is going to be part of that filling for your taco supreme. Alright, so in my saucepan, I'm just going to bring a bit of oil to heat. So you just want to add enough, so that's good. So you want to break up your ground beef in your pot now and go ahead and just add that. So after you added your ground beef, you just want to go ahead and just mix that in your pot until it's pretty much cooked. So if there's some frozen section, you can just separate that apart. You don't want chunks in your ground beef. If you do have a few, that's alright too. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if you can get it out, you go ahead and do that. And then you just want to basically mix it until everything is nice and brown and you no longer have any pink. So my ground beef has been cooking for about 3 minutes now, and as you can see, this is all fatty oil from the ground beef. So I usually drain this out before I continue. So I'm going to go ahead and drain off this fatty oil. Alright, so after I drained my oil, I'm just going to go ahead and add just a bit more oil, just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and season my ground beef. So I'm just using some all-purpose seasoning salt. You can use salt to salt this. It really depends on what you want to use. You can use salt, you can use seasoned salt. It's really up to you and what you prefer. Next, I'm going to add a bit of my jerk seasoning. You can season this however way you like also. I'm adding some chives. So I'm adding a bit of parsley. I'm adding some thyme leaves. I'm gonna add some ground black pepper, just a bit, not too much. I'm adding some ground cumin. So I'm just adding a little bit of garlic powder to this, not too much. I'm adding some onion powder. I'm gonna add the smallest amount of cayenne pepper. This is hot, so you don't want to add too much of that. I'm just gonna add like a dash of ginger powder. And last but not least, I'm just going to add some Italian seasoning. Lots of seasoning for this pot. And then you just want to mix that all in, and it smells so divine already. Alright, so I allowed my spices to cook in for about a minute or two. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add some fresh chopped onions. I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes. And I'm going to add some finely chopped sweet peppers. Whichever color you choose is really your choice. And then you want to incorporate all this into your ground beef now. And mix that in nicely. Alright, so once I've mixed this enough, you want to go ahead and cover your pot now and leave this to steam until everything is nice and cooked down. So I'm going to let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. On medium-low heat, and then I'll come back. Alright, so after about 5 minutes, I'm just checking on my ground beef now, and it looks good. So the last thing I'm going to add is a little bit of my Chinese cooking wine. You can add actual wine to this if you want. I'm just going to add a little bit of that and let it cook down with my ground beef. And I'm just going to turn my stove up just a teeny bit and cover this back and let it steam a little bit more until everything is pretty much cooked in thoroughly. So you want to make sure you combine that wine nicely in there, and then we're going to leave this to simmer. Alright, so it's been approximately 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes altogether from when I told you when it was going to cook. So once your ground beef is done cooking down, you can go ahead and empty it onto another dish, and then we will move on to the following step. So you want to go ahead and wash and just take out the seed if you don't want the seed in yours. And then you want to go ahead and cut up some fresh tomatoes. And this will be one of your topping in your taco shells. So next you want to go ahead and cut some lettuce up in pretty much the size that you wish for them to be. And then you want to go ahead and wash them. Alright, so after you've plated your fries now, if you want to take a piece of cheese and then you just want to grater that. You could grater it however you like. So these are what I'm getting right now. And then you want to add these to your dish. Next, I have some sour cream here and I'm using the original. And I'm just going to scoop a good few spoons of this into a bowl to add right on top of our tacos. Alright, next I'm preparing my taco shells. So in this one, these are my hard taco shells. And then in this package, I have my soft taco shells, which I'm just going to warm up in my toaster oven. So I'm just going to place a couple of these on my toaster oven, and then we will start adding everything on. Alright, so the only thing left really is to start to prepare your tacos the way you like them. So I'm going to add a little bit of ground beef into this. You can add as much as you want, as little as you want. You can make soft or hard. It's really up to you. And then you are pretty much done from there. So enjoy!
Alright friends, that is the end of the finished dish. I hope you guys enjoy. This is a great dish and it's very filling. So be sure to try it out for a Friday afternoon or any weekend if you're choosing. I'll see you guys for the next dish. Thanks for watching.